Hi guys, welcome to part 3 of this tutorial series where we are building a real-time crypto application, and it's finally time to bring in Celery with Redis. So what we want to accomplish is that those values that you see over here, they need to be actually stored in our database and updated on a regular basis. So they need to be actually updated in real time. So later, with the use of Django channels, we will be also able to display them in the browser without having the page to be reloaded. So in this one, we are actually going to do some practice. We are going to talk about Celery. And yeah, let's begin. What is actually Celery? And in simple words, Celery is a task queue that executes tasks with the use of Celery client, message broker, and workers. So the client orders what job needs to be done to the message broker. Next, the message broker takes the message out of the queue and delivers it to the worker in order to execute this given task. And we will see how this works in practice on some made-up examples in order to have a better understanding on what is going on over here. And what cool is that this solution supports both task scheduling and real-time processing, since tasks are being executed outside of the ordinary request response cycle that you perfectly know from Django. And apart from Celery, we will need Redis as our message broker, but we will actually begin by installing Homebrew in order to install later Redis server, and then we will add Redis and Celery setup to our project, as well as create some practice tasks. In the next part, we will create tasks to get and update the crypto data as objects to our position models, and in part 5, we are going to bring in Django channels to make this app a real cool real-time application. So yeah, let's get started. Alright guys, so right now I have not one but 4 terminal windows open, and let me explain why this is. So the first one is for the standard use cases. Here we are going to run the server, maybe we are going to run some migrations, we are going to install Celery, Redis and stuff like that. The second one is for the Redis. So here we are going to install Redis and we are going to simply run it. The third one is for running periodic tasks, and the fourth one is for running the worker process. So right now let's focus on installing Homebrew, because we will install Redis via Homebrew. So if you're on Mac, this is the command that you need to simply copy and paste it over here. The link is of course in the description. If you're on Windows, well, I'm going to leave a different link, and yeah, I don't have an opportunity to actually test if this actually works. I don't work on Windows, so hopefully everything will be okay. If not, please use your creativity and searching skills on Google Stack Overflow in order to solve this problem. It shouldn't be difficult. I hope there won't be any problems at all. So moving forward, if we have Homebrew installed, we can simply go over here and run brew install, and then simply we just need to type in Redis. So brew install Redis, and let's wait a few seconds. All right, so now that the setup is complete, we can actually grab this comment over here, brew services start Redis, paste it. All right, and now we can write Redis CLI ping, and we got pong. So everything is working. Let's run Redis server. And yeah, since we have our Redis server tested and started, we can continue. We can head over to Celery. The link is of course In the description, I'm just going to copy pip install celery in order to install celery. So we will use the first terminal, pip install celery. All right, celery is installed. So let's go to Redis, pip install Redis. And we have Redis installed as well. All right, so the next step will be to go to our settings py file, because over here we need to connect to the Redis server. We need to configure the broker for celery. So I'm just going to put in celery broker URL, and this is going to be Redis local host, and we're just going to paste this, copy and paste this. Okay, and this should do the trick. Okay, so right now we can actually save the settings py file and focus a little bit on celery itself. So we have a celery first steps with Django. The link is of course in the description. So these are the steps how to set up Django with celery. And yeah, let's begin by defining the celery instance. So we need to go to our main project folder where we have, among other, settings py file, and we need to simply copy this particular file and put it inside of a celery py, but we don't have celery py yet. So over here, let's create celery py. Okay, and then let's paste it. Here we have actually our first task for debugging purposes. And yeah, we need to do only a few adjustments. So in our case, this is not proj, it's crypto proj. So let's put in crypto proj, and let's put it crypto proj over here as well. So if you would decide to put it inside of an application, this celery py file, instead of putting crypto proj, you would put in the application name. So you would put in positions, for example, if this particular celery py file would be placed in the positions. Okay, so basically what we did over here is that we defined a celery instance inside of our Django project, and now what we need to do is to make sure that it actually gets loaded when we run our Django application. So in order to do that, we need to simply copy this piece of code and paste it inside the init py inside the crypto project. Okay, let's save this, and as a confirmation, this will make sure that the app is always imported when Django starts, so that shared task will use this app. So actually having this, let's go to positions, let's import, let's import the shared task decorator, and let's define some tasks. So positions, tasks, py, and over here from celery, we want to import our shared task. Okay, and let's also import our model. So from .models, we want to import the test model for now because we want to do some experiments. All right, and to be more precise, we want to create test objects every single minute. So we've done this before on my channel with the use of Django cron tab, and let's do it right now with the use of celery. So if we open up the models py file, here is our test model. It has only one field name, and yeah, let's do this. So going back to the tasks, I'm going to use this shared task decorator, create test object, and this will take in a name, and then we can write down test objects create, and as the name we want to pass in the name. All right, but this won't work. in order to send a task message, we'll need to use the delay method, and we will do it inside another function that we will define as a scheduled task. So in order to do this, we'll need to do some additional imports. We need to bring in periodic task, and we need to have also cron tab imported. So from celery decorators, we want to import periodic task, and from celery task and then schedules, we want to import cron tab. All right, so now we can use this periodic task decorator, periodic task, and we want to run the task that we are going to define below, the function that we are going to define below, every 1 minute. So let's put in cron tab minute, minute, and then we want to run it every single one. So this will do the trick. And finally, we need to define this function. So I'm just going to put in run, create objects, or maybe objs. And over here, let's refer to this create test object. Let's bring it in. And as mentioned before, let's put in the delay method. And this create test object expects a name. So to this delay method, we also need to put in the name. So we can put it like new 2020, or we can specify the name is equal to new 2020. So right now everything should be working, and in order to test this out, well, let's head over to the admin and let's open up tests. As you can see, there are no objects. So right now let's go to the terminal and let's start first the celery beat for periodic task. I'm going to write down celery A and then crypto proj, and we want to put in as next beat L info. Okay, everything is working over here. So now let's do the working process. Celery A and then again crypto proj, and we want to put in worker L info. And over here, as you can see, everything is working as well. And so here are the tasks, and we have crypto proj celery debug task, the one that you already seen. It's defined in our celery py file. And then we have create test object and run create objects. All right, so here something moved forward. So let's go back to the admin and refresh the page. And as you can see, we have our first object with the new 2020. If we wait some time, it depends on the amount of minutes, but the amount of minutes should be equal to the amount of objects. All right, so this is working, but this was a very simple example. Maybe let's do something a little bit more complex, just a little bit more complex. And in order to do that, I'm going to extend this model. I'm going to add an additional field. Let me just copy this part because it will be the same. This is going to be code, and we will have models char field with the max length. Actually, let's put in 10, and then let's put in also blank is equal to true, and null is equal to true. Okay, so I'm going to save this. I'm going to cancel everything, stop this from running. Let's actually see if we have, okay, we can't check it because we need to do the migrations first. So over here, Python manage py make migrations, and Python manage py migrate. And by the way, we are stopping those celery stuff the same way as we are stopping the development server. Okay, so Right now, the migrations are done, so let's run the server again. And let's see, what do we have here? Okay, we have two objects, okay? But now we also have the code, which is empty. And the idea is that each time, so every minute, a test object gets created, we will set up a code. So it will be set up once, then after a minute, when a new object is created, we will change it, and then again after 1 minute another object will be created, so each object will have its code changed. So in order to do that, let's go back to our tasks.py file, and over here, well, we need to define a new task. So I'm going to put it in the middle, and this one will be a little bit more complicated and a little bit more cool because it will require signals. So let's put in function create all codes, maybe something like this, or maybe set all codes. I'm just going to put in create all codes. This won't take anything, and we just need to create a for loop over here. So for test in test objects all, we want to grab the test object, refer to the code, and here we need to provide this code generator, which we don't have right now. So for now, I'm going to put in code, and then we are going to run test save. So let's create this code generator in a very simple way. Let's create utils.py. This is the place where we should keep our helper functions. So I'm going to do an import from ued import ued4, and then yeah, do we need something else? No, I think this is it. So let me define this function as get random code, and we want to set a variable code equal to ued4, and let's wrap it up with a string, and then let's replace this with blank, and let's also limit it to 10 chars. And finally, let's return code. So I'm going to save this, go back to the tasks, and from utils, we want to import get random code. Perfect. And we can put it over here, get random code. All right. So let's save this, but we are not done yet. We actually need to create signals, register signals. So there's a little bit work to do still. So let me create signals.py file, signals.py. And if you're not familiar with signals, I created a tutorial on how to run, how to create, how to understand the basic Django signals used in Django projects. If you are going to be lost in some place, please check out this video. And yeah, let's continue. From Django db.models, we want to import, of course, not db models, but db models signals, and we want to import post save. We will be using the post save signal. We also will import the receiver decorator from Django dispatch. Okay, and we'll also need two more things, I think. The model itself, because it will be the sender. So from .models, we want to import test. So whenever the test object, the test instance is created, we are going to generate the codes for all of our test objects. Okay, and then from .tasks, we want to import create all codes. So right now, let's use this receiver decorator. First, we need to put in the signal type and define the sender. and this is going to be the test. And over here, let's create a function. I'm going to write down restart or maybe set codes. And let's pass in the sender, the instance, the created, and args and keyword args. And now let's write if created. Then we want to refer to this create all codes and run it. So let's put in delay. And this time we don't need to pass anything over here because our function over here doesn't expect anything. So this is it. If I didn't make any mistakes, this should work. However, we still need to register signals, so let's do it immediately. We need to put in ready, and this takes in self, and then we just need to import position signals. All right, so there's one more thing to do. We need to go to init, and here default app config. Again, if you feel lost, please check out my signals video, and here we will refer to positions and then apps, and from the apps I'm just going to copy this positions config, and right now everything should be ready to try it out. So let's do this. Actually, I'm going to copy this piece of code, this comment to run the periodic task, and the same will do for the running the workers. Okay. And I'm going to execute them, and we will see if this is actually working. So let's head over to tests, and there is our code. Okay, so this is ID 3. I'm going to copy this and maybe paste it over here as a comment, and we will see if it actually changed. And as you can see, in fact, it changed. Okay, so it was 48 and now it's 76 the beginning. Okay, so this is working. All right, guys, and after a few minutes, let's hit refresh, and we have more objects, and each time a new object is created, a new code for all of the objects is generated. Okay, so this is working, and there is one more thing that I would like to do. Go to the main HTML, and here, where we have here, should be h3. So let me save this, and I think we can finish off because this was quite a long one, and I one time forgot to hit record, and that was extremely painful because I was hoping I will put the video together and release it in the evening, but I had to record more than half of it again. So extremely frustrating, but hopefully you guys will like this video, and in the next one we are going to do some more serious stuff, a little bit more advanced example with this position model. Okay, so hope to see you soon. I think the fourth part will be published within 7 up to 10 days, and in the meantime I will also publish the, I think, 16th part of the social network project, and I have also one video that I would like to publish that is off the records. And after the fourth part, part of the crypto app, I'm going to publish the friendly introduction to Django. So those are the upcoming videos on the channel. All right, guys, so one more time, thanks for watching. Have a great day, have a great night, and see you soon. Take care and bye-bye.